So we're going to be requesting our team to bring these incredible panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Anil Chadda, and we've got Sanjeev Kapoor right there. Thank you so much, Sanjeev, for joining us. Anil Chadda is there. Ranveer Brar is there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking out your valuable time. And shortly, there's going to be Vineet Bhatia as well, who's going to be joining us.
Has Vineet come back off stage?
Vineet's just going to be joining us, Bhuvnesh, I believe, in just about a few minutes. But you've spoken about these incredible panelists, and we'd like to know better.
These guys are our heroes. All four of them. I hate to be clannish, but I call them Punjabi studs, right? So each one of them is a stud, right? So one's going to come in from England. I mean, you look at Chef Kapoor, Ranveer, Anil Chadda. He may not be a chef. Well, almost he's more than a chef, right? He's a food aficionado who's brought in some of the finest F&B products to the country. We all look up to. And each one of them is a brand in himself, right? You look at Chef Kapoor. मैं तो अगली बार मिलूंगा तो ऑटोग्राफ भी लेने हैं मेरे को, हाथ भी मिलाना है। मैं सोच रहा सी रणवीर ये शो पंजाबी च ना कर लईए तड़का मार के।
But you are borderline giving that permission. So उसके बाद फिर आपकी responsibility होगी जो भी होगा पंजाबी में।
हाँ। So नहीं, मेरा छोटा सा दंगल तो हो चुका है शेफ कपूर के साथ परसों। इन्होंने थोड़ा अपना वो सैंपल दे दिया था मेरे को। भाई वो विनीत भाटिया का क्या हुआ पता करो। कुणाल?
Yes, Vineet is just, I believe, joining us. But yeah, we've got the incredible panelists, and it's such a, I'm sure it's going to be a very starlit moment for everyone in the industry of food, because the names we're talking about are the people who are driving it from day one. So Bhuvnesh, kudos to you and your team for bringing such an incredible panel.
I have maintained all through. I do not know how this is happening, but each morning I get up, there is somebody who moves my hand and mind. And let me tell you, I'm seriously telling everybody, I have experienced the hand of God. He directs me, he gets me to do things which are not even brushed by me, right? I don't know what he has done. I am going to find that out after the 5th. I'm going to be going all over because I have a lot of salutations to do. मैंने बड़े सजदे करने हैं, बड़े मत्थे टेकने हैं। वो मेरे को की करा रहा है मैंने पता ही नहीं, है ना?
We need a break. Amazing energy you have. You've been here since morning. I've been seeing you from the first show in the morning.
Well, I think Bhuvnesh has been like literally leading it from the front, and I have been seeing him from the start go. He's been taking it and ensuring that the momentum continues. So, Bhuvnesh, a lot of compliments coming to you as well from Anil.
मैंने क्या बोल दिया?
I said you've been definitely since morning. I've been seeing you, and you still got 4 more days to go.
ओ ठीक है सर, ये भी वही करा रहा है और अभी रोटी भी नहीं खाई है।
I just went and grabbed a quick burger, really hungry.
So good. So I shall do it after 5 o'clock. So while Vineet joins, maybe we could start. Ranveer, तुसी फोन करोगे विनीत को?
हाँ जी, I'm calling him.
Somebody just mentioned that he will join soon. Kunal.
She did.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have his number.
नहीं मेरे को है.
It's a time of virtual space, so everyone's trying to connect on that time. But the fact that it's going so superb since the start. And one thing I got to confess is this panel. It's a starlit panel. We absolutely don't need any introductions of anyone on this panel. And thank you once again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We're right now at EHA 2020. We're talking about 5 days of star-packed panel, 180 plus speakers and 100 awards daily happening from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And today is day one. And we've got with us Anil Chadha, CEO ITC Hotel, who's going to be moderating. We've got Ranveer Brar, celebrity chef, right here amongst us. Thank you, Ranveer. Sanjeev Kapoor, once again, a celebrity chef whom the entire household of everyone across the world knows him for sure. And Vineet Bhatia as well, who's going to be joining us. Three celebrity chefs all coming together who are leading the forefront in the food industry across the world. And that's what we're talking about. And this is all happening to you at the EHA 2020. Bhuvnesh, over to you.
So let's start. So I've already said what I had to. I shall leave it to Anil. But let me just say a word about Anil. Anil is, as the moderator, this is my second show with him. The first one when he moderated was last month. He comes extremely well prepared. He's somebody with a lot of eye for detail. And having been a hospitality honcho, I mean, he is a hospitality honcho and a F&B aficionado, like I said. Who better to take on these master chefs and get the better of them, right? Anil, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhuvnesh. Once again, compliments to you and the entire PW team to get this entire show together. And as people complimented me in the morning, it's growing in my heart even more. The kind of energy that your team is putting in, especially at this time for the industry. Okay. So, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. It's really a privilege and an honor. While Bhuvnesh has been very kind to say that we got 4 superstars and masters and things like that, but I think I'm truly privileged and honored. And I think this will be one show where the panelists don't need an introduction, but the moderator does. So, which Bhuvnesh has been, kind enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's very difficult for me to really introduce the panel. But
Anil, थोड़ा सा अपना audio देख लो या थोड़ा पास आना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा कम हो.
But I still need to do the honors. So, first and foremost, we are really privileged to have the Padma Shri, Shri Sanjeev Kapoor, to share his thoughts on what we are going through, what the present holds for us. He's a man with variety of experience. He's a man who's seen the world and actually lived on his own terms and conditions. The new normal for him probably keeps coming again and again, while we are all battling with the new normal, which will come to. But it's really an honor to have you, Chef, on the stage, and it's really a privilege for me to share a stage with you.
Thank you.
Second on our panel is Chef Vineet Kapoor, whom we'll introduce later once he joins in. The flight is probably delayed. He's coming in from London. But we also have a very young and handsome, which again a chef who does not need any introduction, is Chef Ranveer Brar. I think the most famous chef that we have on the social media, and a huge icon, if you ask me, in the kitchen brigade. A guy who I've had a couple of interactions with him in the past. We've shared some thoughts together. We've had some meals together. A person like him who's so humble. It's always a pleasure to meet you, Ranveer, and look forward to some of your thoughts as we go forward. So, as I said, all these three gentlemen who branched out from where they started, all of them are professionals, all of them professionals in the kitchen brigade, different companies that they work for, and then they decided that they would like to branch out on their own. I think one of the most difficult tasks in life is to become an entrepreneur if you're not born into an entrepreneur family. The day that security goes away, that your salary is not going to be there on the 30th of every month, and you got to earn that bread, you start from there. But that's just the beginning. What they have done is unimaginable. They have generated employment. They have multiplied their businesses. They have helped people grow. They have shared their skills. They have shared their talents, and that's why they are where they are. The most beautiful aspect about them is not just a master chef. I think they're fabulous human beings. I think everything in life, when you are a professional, starts
Chef
from
Vineet is there. Anil, Chef Vineet has come.
Yes, he's not joined in as yet. So
No, he's coming.
you will have to tell him all these Pogo. There is a man from London straight away.
I
And-
apologize. I got held up with my network issues, so very, very sorry. Good morning
No.
to all of you. Sorry.
The only thing I need that the
Welcome,
network in
Chef.
India is- so it's great to have you on board. I have already mentioned some great words about you, but it's an honor to share the stage with you. And while we go forward, ladies and gentlemen, this is the young and handsome Shri Vineet Bhatia on the screen now that you can see, based out of London. Worked at the Oberoi Hotel for many years and then branched out on his own. Won a Michelin star in 2004 and now runs his own businesses in London. Again, one of those chefs. Again, one of those human beings rooted to the ground. Again, one of those human beings extremely humble. Again, one of those human beings who helps others. And that is why probably I think Bhuvnesh thought it would be a good idea, to get some of the experts on the panel and let's really ask them what has been going on for the last few months in their life for the last few years. How do we battle the present and how do we move into the future? Okay. So we will base our discussion on that. I have, from whatever I could think of, got a few set of questions. We leave the floor open. As it happened in our previous show, there were a lot of questions from the audience for these champions whom we have not seen, but we get an opportunity to meet them. And by all means, so we leave some time for that, right? So I think we're going to begin with Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. Chef, even in our previous discussions this morning, we've been speaking about, we heard Mr. Kant, we heard Mr. Anand, we heard Rajiv Menon, we heard all the hoteliers. Looks like that we've all been preparing for something called a new normal, for the last few months. Everybody has been writing a lot of documents. Everybody has been reimagining what the food and beverage world is going to be, and in our lives, what the hoteliering is going to be. What will be the expectations of a new customer? How will you deal with a new associate? What are the skill sets that will be required for tomorrow? So, to my mind, the new normal is now finally becoming a reality. What we have witnessed over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the last good news which just came in yesterday, even about Tamil Nadu opening up, things are slowly opening up, right? So, would you agree with this thought of the new openings? Would you agree that we are kind of taking a baby step, moving towards a revival? And how tough do you think is the transformation in this from the previous past? So we'll begin our discussion with that.
Great. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Bhuvnesh. And big hello to Vineet and Ranveer. Both are my younger brothers. So welcome. Thank you. And Bhuvnesh, great show, fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
think you have who's who of the industry all through, and great Big Bang opening. So big congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
And to get somebody like Anil to moderate these people like us, who people nobody can hold people like us. I can tell you that. I think you have got the person who can actually control us, if I were to say that. So thank you, Anil, for doing this. And yes, times are tough. Everyone has been saying that, and that's something that we have seen. And what is, in terms of new normal, what Anil, you said that people have been preparing themselves for. And I think initial couple of months, people thought that this is temporary. Then people thought that no, we need to change. And then people that, oh, now we really have to change. And I think the pace and agility at which some people may have changed or adopted the new norm that is going to be, or started to understand that, will win this race. And would there be a new normal? I think, as you said, I think there is already a new normal, and that new normal is at play. The session like this is a new normal, something which we would say that no, this is not trial, this is real, this is happening. It's not something that we are not seeing. These are award functions. there are sponsors, there are people, everyone is contributing. So this is happening. This is business. Good, bad, ugly. How much? I think that is something that anything that we start new needs time. I think I always say that any business that you start needs 1,000 days, and you need those 1,000 days for it to settle down. If we were to say that, okay, we will start from where we were, I think we would be making a mistake. I would say that it's become a level playing field. It's like an earthquake that Kutch saw, but the buildings that came after that, everything in the state of Gujarat and Kutch especially, in big earthquake, there were many buildings they just went away, right? And after that, the new buildings that are there, they are standing tall, they are prospering, everything is happening. You go to that city, complete devastation of life, property, business, everything. But did it change and come up? Yes, it did. Is it better than what it was? Yes, it is. So my sense is that the new is, let's not compare with what we were, what we have seen, it's not relative. I think it's ground up. That should be the thinking. And whatever we can recover from the past is the added bonus. So let me say this, it's level playing field for hospitality. It's a day one. So new normal, when we say is day one, it is not that we have been in business for 50 years, 20 years. No. It is day one, level playing field. And anyone who's agile, who looks at this and starts to do business, will win this race.
Awesome. I think that level playing field is a great thought. Life has just brought everybody back to the ground level. So that's exactly what I was kind of looking at. So moving on to Chef Vineet Bhatia, because being an Indian hotelier, one has, last 4 months, you've done a lot of reading on what the Indian chains have done, what the chains in India have done, what the standalone restaurants have been doing. Everybody has been going back to the drawing board, looking at new normal, looking at the new safety procedures, looking at what the customer expectation is going to be when things do come back to normal. So I thought it'd be a great idea for you to give us a little bit of a global perspective on how the world is actually battling this Black Swan event.
Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Bhuvnesh. And great to have Sanjeev and Ranveer here, old friends, real brothers. I think a great platform what you have, Bhuvnesh. So thank you so much for having us on board here. Yes, I totally agree with Sanjeev. What he said, it has to start all fresh. And people who are agile, who are nimble, who are able to adapt very quickly will always succeed. And I think that is the DNA in most Indians, not just in India, but also around the world. I left India in 93, and I realized then, when I first came in from a luxury hotel to a standalone, that it is not the same. So I had a absolutely zero beginning. I still remember what I did in college, and when I went into Oberoi school, the first thing I was told is, forget what you have learned, we'll start you fresh. And that has always been the philosophy. Whenever you are down, that is the time for you to grow up and stand up and fight back. And these are the times now. We have seen a lot of tough times in our trade, but these are totally unexpected. And what we have to see from here is what we can take further. If you look at it on a global platform, everybody has got hit, right from hotels to standalone restaurants to retail to global travel. Everything came to a complete shutdown. And it is then you realize, like Sanjeev rightly said, for the first 6 weeks or 4 weeks, it was quite nice sitting at home. It's like a paid holiday. You're all enjoying, you're doing your Zoom chats, you're catching up with your family. I have never spent so much time at home ever in the past 25 years. Never. And most of us haven't done that. But then you realize that there is a lot more, and this is a new beginning. This is a new chapter of your life. So I'm 52. So it's again at this age, you look at how do you reinvent yourself, what more can you do, and what changes can you do, and you have to be in that frame of mind of what you can take it further. The biggest people to have got hit is the travel industry. I have friends who have flown in the past 2 to 3 weeks, and they say it's a nightmare to get to an airport. When you check in there, the queues are horrendous because they have the 2 meter distancing, for example. And then you have a check-in counter. You get into aircraft for a 10-hour flight to go to Mumbai, and all you get is a small deli box with a couple of pieces of bread, a piece of chocolate, and a glass of water, a bottle of water for 10 hours. So that is how you have to look at globally around you. How long will this last? This is going to go on for a while. It'll take you at least a year and a half, 2 years to come back. I mean, the industry goes so badly hit, the restaurants are shutting down globally. But that doesn't mean that you cannot come back. So there are various schemes which are done by the governments internationally. I mean, what we have seen in UK is first they furloughed all the staff. So 80% of the staff, 80% salary was being paid to all the employees. And that was a big boost. So, if you're staying at home and getting 80% salary, there's a lot of savings you can still do and cook at home. So a lot of people who are not in the industry also have started to cook at home. There have been many people here in London, especially, and in UK, who have actually started businesses sitting in their own homes and doing online deliveries of small takeaways, literally anything from a 4-pounder, 5-pounder to probably something for 30 pounds to 40 pounds to get an entire experience. People have set up online classes where you can actually log in and you can learn to cook. We as chefs contribute in many ways because we try and showcase for free because we have the skill factor. But there's some people who will also take advantage. All the 3 chefs of us have an advantage where we are secure in many ways, where we have backups for us, but most people don't have that. So people are really desperate to look at any to try to survive. Online has become such a media to play on and to actually some themselves. Somebody sitting at home getting 20, 30 orders a day of just chicken curry rice for maybe 5-pounders can get a lot of money still. He still makes enough money. So you have to be able to adapt. That has to come through. The government in the UK, what they've also done is they have a scheme called as a Eat Out to Help Out, where from Monday to Wednesday, they give you a 50% discount on your meal, up to £10 per day. That is a lot. To a simple restaurant where you normally charge around 20 to 22 pounds a head, you actually get a £10 meal and a good hearty meal. Now, we as a restaurant in Harriet's Karma, we offer a 50% discount for all our diners, not just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but till end of September. It is just to get the traction, just to get the people in. It's also you got to keep your staff motivated. So all these factors are very, very important. A lot of the retail are offering heavy discounts for people to come in. So you go down to Tottenham Place, or you go down to Sainsbury's supermarket, you get fantastic deals. There are a lot of restaurants who are online where they send you meal kits. The meal kits have become a big thing. They actually send you a parcel as such with all the raw ingredients, and all you do is you have your marinades, you have your chicken or your veggies or your fish, you put it together, they give you some raw rice, they give you instructions, they give you some condiments to go with that, and you can actually sit at home and enjoy a great meal for 4 people for less than £20. And that is hitting off quite well. People who are quick and instantaneous and reactive will always do well. But the biggest thing is going to be travel. If travel starts lifting off, which it is right now, then people are moving across. But we have to still be careful because there is going to be a second wave. Just a couple of days back, there was a flight from overseas which came back, which had 10 people with COVID on that. So the entire thing went for a toss. So I think it's not just what we do in UK, but it's also the other countries around the world who have to go more cautious. This pandemic is not going to go very far. It's at least 2021 or late 2022, 2021 late, in some shape and form.
Great. So I think there are very similar thoughts which were also discussed in the panel earlier in terms of the hospitality industry as a whole, kind of bouncing back. But some interesting facts, what the government is doing in London to generate that kind of demand, what you mentioned about the scheme or what people are doing to on their skill set. So I have 1 or 2 questions when we go forward, especially for a lot of youngsters who are watching the show at the moment. Okay? Towards the end of your conversation, you mentioned a very important part. When you mentioned about the COVID, yes, everybody is stuck at home today because of that one pandemic, right? So Ranveer, actually my question is for you next, is that, the whole world is now talking about the new amenity is really hygiene. The cleanliness levels which are being spoken about have never been spoken about before, or probably 100 times more upgrade than what it was. So when a young chef like you, after seeing so many of your shows and how beautifully you cook and how beautifully you display your plates, is on the plate or behind the plate more important than on the plate today? Is the customer really seeking, wanting to know what you have done behind the scenes rather than in front of the scenes? And how do you think is the industry coping up to these new demands?
Yeah. So I think first of all, pleasure being here. I think what we are to start off from your thought. When you say the new normal is here, I say that we are not yet even seeing the new normal, because what you are seeing is the physical impact. There's a big behavioral impact, a huge behavioral impact, which is not just individual behavior, it's also social behavior. Suddenly, when you realize that your life is in somebody else's hands as well, it's a behavioral impact as much. And a lot of those behavioral things, they say it takes you 21 days to form a habit. We've gone through so many multiples of 21 days in the last 100 odd days. So I think one thing that we sort of need to understand is, besides the regulatory changes and what we are seeing, how the consumer behaves is going to be impacted in a big way. It is a completely different consumer and social behavior that we should expect post-COVID. I'll give you a small example. I'm jumping off a shoot set. Yeah, this was a big show which would not have been possible to have done without 200 people. There were 20 people shooting that show. 20 people, right? Now. That was not imaginable in the television space some time back. But suddenly now you realize that, hey, it's not just you, it's also everybody around you that you impact, and everybody impacts you, and all of you are interlinked. And if you don't do it for yourself, you can't do it for others. So there is a huge behavioral change that we are going to see in times to come, and we're not even close to seeing the big behavioral changes that are going to come. As simple as if you taste something, the wariness in the eyes of the person as to where you're keeping the spoon. That's something that you're not even seeing right now. You're going to see that, and when you see that socially in multitudes of people, it's going to determine how you react to that or how you're ready for that as a And hygiene is something that we are seeing right now. There are a lot of aspects of this soft behavioral changes that we have inculcated in these parts, which we will see, and we'll be like, oh yeah, this is because of COVID. Oh, this behavior is because of COVID. Oh, this. So a lot of those soft behaviors we are going to see. But coming back to the hygiene part, I think, yes, that is the first soft change that we are seeing in individuals and in the society. More awareness to hygiene. People are always looking beyond what they were looking at earlier, right from a restaurant to an office meeting to how you're handling yourself to where your hands are when you're talking. I think we're all a lot more aware because suddenly our life depends on others, so we are in this chain of accountability equally. And I think people expect you to do your part, which is only fair that they expect the hotels and the chefs and the restaurants to do their part, because but I think it'll reach a stage wherein it'll be fair for the establishment to expect the consumer to do their part, because suddenly behaviorally all of you are in the same boat. And I think that's where the fun will start. In this case, it is not just the business who's responsible to deliver hygiene or who's responsible to deliver assurance of safety. It's also the consumer, and I think that's where this bit will get interesting. When you say everybody's in it, then everybody includes the consumer. So in that ways, I just feel that's going to be an interesting behavioral change that we'll have to adapt to and be assertive about in times to come. How do you react to a consumer who is not, who's putting other consumers and the hotel staff at risk? How do we react to that? How are we ready for that? Hygiene-wise, I think our our industry. Fortunately, the policies in the last 3-4 years have been stringent enough to create guidelines that are robust, to create guidelines that they will need particular tweaking to certain aspects of COVID, which would mean a few bylines here and there. But I think overall, in terms of policy, we are almost there. It's about the implementation of that policy that and like you said, the biggest change is people would want to see what's happening in your kitchen when they're watching, when they're waiting for their dish. I think that's the biggest thing, which is also a big advantage. The big advantage is that suddenly the basic things that should have been the priority in the first place take forefront again. And I think it's great. कि वो कहता है ना हिंदी में जहाँ सफाई वहाँ खुदाई, वो तो पुराने टाइम से वो रूल है, तो अब उसको हम we are just putting it in more stricter processes, terms and SOPs.
I think also, people also has to change those things. I mean, there's so much happening and everybody's feeling the impact. So, like rightly what Ranveer has said, but people have changed their attitude. That chalko attitude does not work. Your actions will also have to others around you, and you have to lead by example. So what you do also helps the people around you. So there has to be a complete mindset shift and not take things for granted.
See, the thing is that actually speaking, the consumer and the staff, they are both coming back to a new world altogether. Absolutely. The guy who's cooking, the guy who's serving, the guy who's consuming, And as Ranveer said, that the person who's consuming can also pass the same risk what the guy who's cooking. So obviously, I totally agree with you that it's a totally new discipline, and as all of us agree that safety is on the show window today. People may not want to see how your kebab is made or how your naan is made, but how safe you are when in that show window kitchen. And as Vineet said that, Purana Zamana, all these things were taught. The hygiene aspect of kitchens, how it was, it's probably coming into reality today. Or, you have to be absolutely safe, and you got to give that assurance to the customer. And in our previous show also, we were talking that the customer is nervous and we are confident. And how do you give that assurance? And that assurance has to be on display. Whether you walk into a restaurant, you see 50% capacity being followed, you see all the all the personal protective gear which is there, which is being worn by the staff. They've gone through the basic levels of hygiene training, how the food is being served to you. So a lot of norms have been rewritten. And I think the industry has done a fabulous job, on that particular front. Okay.
There's
so I'm going to go back now, because who's probably seen so many highs and so many lows in life, right? Your life has been, your journey and your experience has been so overwhelming that you would have seen a lot of events which would change the future. Do you think that there'll be some takeaways from this pandemic as well, which will become irreversible, which will teach us a new way of life, or which will leave behind some kind of responsibility, which is whether it is in terms of food wastage or cooking or consuming, or it could be anything. I'm sure there'll be lots to learn, because life is a great teacher, and we all love to learn. Okay? So is there anything you feel will happen now which will last forever? Sir, you're mute.
Fantastic question, Anil. I think in adversity teaches very fast. So adversity is a great teacher, and that's what is happening. That's what is happening today. And in that, I wish that the learnings that are there. See, it's not that learning is there every day. Learning has been there every day. It's how much of it are we willing to learn, because we are very short-term learners. We forget very fast. So the how much of it we will keep with us, because we have learned very well to shortchange everything. I think that's what has been, whether it's Indians are not related with national character, right? You talk of Japanese, they have national character. We are not blessed with that. because for whatever reason we have we shortchange everything in our thoughts also, and so anything that's there we say okay. In Mumbai, I joke about it that we justify everything by say that Mumbai is very resilient and it goes back on its feet and everything. No, actually, we suffer from short-term memory loss, and we say that it's okay, let's move on because it's okay that हो गया चलो चलते हैं कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. We have that attitude. चलता है is the attitude. So this how much of that would because there have been economic reasons. So my worry is that while this pandemic would teach us, but I think it's a problem that we see with most Indians is they become very holy, very pious the day they visit Shamshan Ghat में जाते हैं. So that time the remorselessness is there. अच्छा काम करेंगे, ऐसे करेंगे, वैसे करेंगे, and next day they are back to this same thing. So my worry is that while there are responsibilities as human race, there are responsibilities as citizens, there are many things that we need to do, but we keep ourselves, our interest, our commerce, our business first, then collective responsibility that we have. That, like behavioral change that we are talking, I think that's something which will need some more time. Is one pandemic good enough for it? May not be, unfortunately. I think एक थप्पड़ से सुधरने वाले नहीं है, is my view. I hope, wish and pray that we do. I think there is a collective responsibility that we have. I think there's a jolt that we have got, and it's such a big jolt. Would we learn from it? I hope we do. Whether we will or not is for all of us to wait and see.
That could be true. It takes time to get into that discipline, and don't forget the right things you've learned right now, because even today, what you've learned from your past will take you to your future. So, having some interesting thoughts out there. Chef Vineet Bhatia, I follow you on the social media. There is a new emergence of this new foodie. When people have really had no work, everybody has become a foodie. So everybody has an opinion, and I worked with many chefs before. It's not that you must be in a position to take great compliments and also get your food critiqued. It's all right. But do you think there's a new emergence of a new foodie, a guy who probably didn't know anything about food and now he knows a lot about food? And what is the role social media is playing in that today?
We've had so much of time in our hands. You first start off by you have your wife or your mom or your daughter cooking for you at home, blah blah blah. So I'm talking a normal general household. I think as three chefs, we cook at home. I've always cooked at home all throughout my life. I've enjoyed it. In fact, I find it very therapeutic to actually stay and cook for the family, because there's a different kind of a mindset meals you make. So when you're sitting at home, you are okay, enjoying, you playing your cards, पत्ती चल रही है, चाय चल रही है, नाश्ते आ रहे हैं, and then Netflix चालू है, TV चालू है, stuff is on, you enjoying the fun. And then it comes to a stage के कुछ करो यार, let's get active, let's do something. So what you end up doing is basically start cooking. Because basically as men are awful in cleaning. Dustin वगैरह छोड़ दो, मगर हाँ मैं खाना बनाता हूँ, मैं drink बनाता हूँ. So a lot of people, especially men, have now gone into the kitchens there. And they give their wife a thing, let us make something. Let us start with an egg and a toast, or a paneer bhurji, or a dal, or a chaat, or a salad. But try it. So what do? You watch TV shows. And this is, I think, what happens is everybody begins to learn. You are acquiring a new skill in some different way, in some shape and form. You are picking up things around you. And it becomes very interesting to actually see, I have my father coming and saying, oh, I watched your YouTube, or I watched your Instagram, or I went to your old shows and I picked up and I saw this and I saw that, and friends call up and say, Arey yaar, chef, how do you make this at home? And you passing on information. So a lot of the people who are not normally, who are just critics, and critics in India are plenty. बोलने को तो कुछ भी बोल लो, because बोलने में tax नहीं है. It doesn't cost you anything, you can comment on anything. So criticism is only good if it is constructive. But now what has happened is they are getting criticized for what they want to make at home with their own families. So they are very particular. So they will go on to Sanjeev's channel, Ranveer's channel, and look at things and how it can be done. How can you do a simple dal? How can you do a kheer or whatever? So a lot of this has actually educated them a lot more. And what I think is what's going to happen post-COVID is you have a breed of people who have a little more understanding of the trade or of the food, and hopefully a little more respect for the industry, which it rightly deserves. There are a lot of people in the back of the house who spend donkeys of hours and are really unsung heroes. Your pot wash guys, your cleaners, your housekeepers in a hotel, telephone operators, who do umpteen number of hours and never get seen by anybody around you. But they're the real stars. I mean, people like us, three of us just smile on the camera and people acknowledge you for what you have done. But there's a lot back end which does. So a lot of people sitting at home will now realize, and they will pick up the skill factor of how to make a cocktail or do a nimbu pani or do a lassi or do simple food. And that is a factor, a skill factor which you will have for life. And that really helps everybody across the board. God forbid somebody in a house falls sick, and at least you can make an egg or you can make a dal or you can make a simple sabji, you can manage to survive. So I take it as a very positive aspect. For people like us who are in the media front, it is our duty to showcase what we can in the best level and inspire and motivate people around the world. The people from Argentina to New Zealand to Japan are going to watch you from everywhere. It's an open platform for everybody. And this is where we people come in and say, you know what, this can be done. How do you simplify? How do you take Rosemary ka khana and how do you make it into something very nice and simple? Make it more interesting. So the innovations come into play. The thought processes come into play. And that is what we showcase to the people online. So I just feel that social media and the online is going to be the future, not just for people like us, but also for a lot of people who are beginning out in the industry. Because you're going to pass out now, especially from a hotel school or from catering college or a young grad, and trying to pick up a job. There are no jobs. People are being laid off. So you are going to acquire new skills into new formats. And whatever format you can pick up and make it your own will take you the next 20, 30 years. It's going to help you out.